All right, so we are recording. Welcome, everybody, to our next webinar. We're happy to have you all watch and learn some really, really helpful information about financial aid. We have Candace here with us today. She is an expert at this whole subject area, has lots of experience, and will work directly with some of you all in reaching out and answering questions and stuff like that. So she's got an awesome presentation that she created for us and some really good insights and stuff to share about the process in the beginning and things like that. I'll let her get started and we'll take it from there.
Hello. Hi, my name is Candace Miles, and I work here at the Financial Aid Office at Loyola, a university here in New Orleans. And I'm excited to talk with you guys today and provide some very informative and needed information regarding financial aid that we just love so much. In this session today, we will be getting the understanding of the financial aid process, and we'll walk through the key steps that are essential to receiving financial aid. We'll also talk about some common mistakes that's often made that could delay funding. So we're going to get started and get you guys some information that is I feel like it's needed. Okay. So Carly, are you gonna pull up the PowerPoint? How are we gonna do that?
If you're able to share your screen, that m might work a little better. I mean, I can do it, but you'll have to let me know like when to move the slide. Or do you have it pulled up and you can share your
Don't
screen?
hold up.
Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. And just let me know when to go to the next one because you're not going to be able to control it. Okay.
While we have this awkward moment of silence, just want to let you guys know that we'll walk through the four main steps in the financial aid process. Um, so that's what we'll be discussing here today.
All right. There, got two screens, y'all, a bunch of documents and a bunch of pages. All right. Here we go. Let me start our slideshow and just let me know when to move forward.
Hmm.
Can
So
you all
like I
see
said,
it?
we can go ahead. Okay. So the four things that we'll cover today is understanding the cost associated with the cost of attending Loyola University, the different ways to pay for your college, and how to exactly submit a FAFSA, and finalizing your award. Okay, so step one, understanding the cost. First of all, the costs associated with the tuition and fees. Okay, they are called direct costs, and that's the cost that is like concrete that it's going to be 12 credit hours will be this amount, and these fees are associated with that, and so that's called direct costs. Indirect costs are books and supplies. Now, some class may not require a book, so that's why those amounts vary, or the book may be $100 versus another book will be $50. So those amounts can vary. And some classes may have supplies that are needed while others don't. Transportation may vary. Some students may have classes, on campus and off campus or totally online. So transportation is a cost that may vary and it's not like concrete. Personal expenses may vary, but every student has personal expenses, and that's why they're indirect and they don't show up on your bill. uh, but they are included in the total overall cost of attending school. For example, your bill might show $20,000, but your total cost of attendance may be higher because it includes those indirect costs that we believe that you may incur. And financial aid is based upon your full cost, not just your bill. So remember that. Okay, some common questions that we commonly get is like, why does my financial aid not match my bill? You know, that's because your financial aid is calculated using the total cost of attendance, not just what the school charges directly. Another common question is how much do I actually have to pay? So the answer depends on your financial aid package and your out-of-pocket costs, your bill, which is your bill minus your financial aid. I'm going to say that over again because it kind of sounded tricky. Okay, the answer is it depends on your financial aid package. So your out-of-pocket cost is your bill minus your financial aid. Okay, so ways to pay that bill. There are four main options: grants and scholarships, which is free money that does not have to be repaid; loans, which does have to be repaid, and that includes subsidized and unsubsidized. Subsidized loans do not occur interest while attending school, and unsub interest does occur while attending school. Work study. Work study is where you earn money through a job on campus, and it helps with out-of-pocket costs. Okay, the goal is to maximize your free aid first and then consider loans if needed. So it's very important to, seek as much scholarships and grants as you possibly can and then result into borrowing. Okay. And so we're going to go to our next slide and we're going to talk about how to actually submit a FAFSA to get some of that funding. Okay, this is one of the most important steps in the process. The FAFSA determines your eligibility for federal financial aid. When completing the FAFSA, you have to make sure you select the right academic year and use the accurate tax information and make sure you add Loyola University on your application. So for example, if you're attending the 25-26 award year, which was this past year, you would have completed the 25-26 FAFSA using your 2023 tax returns. And then coming up for the upcoming fall semester, you'll need to do the 2026-27 FAFSA. And it also depends on your program. And if your program cohort starts in the summer, that could depend on which FAFSA you'll need to use too. So sometimes it's best to ask, the financial aid office, which FAFSA should I use before getting started, or you might complete the wrong one. And like I said, the using putting the correct school code on there, that could really stop things. The school only gets the FAFSA if you put our school code on there. So if you do not put our FAFSA school code on there, then we will not receive your ISER, and we can't determine what eligibility you may have here at our school. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide, which we're going to talk about some common issues associated when you're filling out the FAFSA. Like I said, wrong academic year, forgetting to sign the FAFSA. So you can go in there and answer all those questions and put all your tax information on there and save on that out of there and not submit it. So you do all that work and it doesn't get submitted. You got to go all the way to the end and make sure that you actually sign the FAFSA. And make sure, like I said, that you're at the school. And another common issue is confused about your dependency status. So more than likely, you have to use your parents' information to complete the FAFSA. Sometimes we think, oh, well, I'm out on my own. I don't live with my parents. Then I shouldn't have to use my parents' tax information. Well, the Department of Education says that you do have to use your parents' information. It doesn't matter that you're living in your own apartment or You're not at home anymore. You still have to use your parents' information until you reach the age of 24. Okay. It's really important that you answer, the questions accordingly. And if you have a question about it, feel free to call our office and or email and ask us, your question. Just do not want to get the FAFSA submitted incorrectly because it can really slow down the processing of your funding. Okay, we're going to go to the next slide. And we're going to talk about what happens after you submit the FAFSA. So after you submit the FAFSA, the Department of Ed takes a few days to process your information, especially when you need to get your parent's signature, or if you don't need your parent's signature, if it's just processing the application accordingly. So I would say 3 to 5 business days to process and send the information to the school. And after the FAFSA is sent to the school, after you put that school code on there, then the financial aid office just looks at your FAFSA, determines your eligibility, okay, and then packages your financial aid and determine how much you're eligible for. But some students are selected for verification, which means that you may need more information before we can determine your eligibility. So the Department of Ed just randomly selects, certain individuals, not, really anything to, anything against one person or anything, but sometimes they randomly select students, which you'll have to provide, tax information or proof of citizenship. It may be anything, but you will need to provide additional documentation before we could move forward. Okay. But once you receive that financial aid package, and you'll go into your self-service and view your award and accept or decline and complete, any requirements. If it's loans, you do have to accept or decline, or you can reduce the loan amount that you're wanting to borrow. So you don't have to just accept the amount that's out there. Also, another requirement of getting the loan is completing your interest counseling and master promissory note. Okay, so the Department of Ed requires every student to complete an entrance counseling and a master promissory note before dispersing those loans funds to your account and receiving any type of refund. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next slide and talk about a little bit more about this master promissory note and interest counseling. Okay. Okay. Okay, the master promissory note. Okay, the master promissory note is a legal agreement between you and the Department of Ed to repay your student loans. Okay, if you don't complete it, like I said, the loans will not get applied to your account. Entrance counseling. Interest counseling is a requirement that the Department of Ed requires, and they'll ask you, they'll go over some terms and some different things that you'll need to know in order to, receive your student loan. It may talk about like the interest rates, you know, what do you have to do when it's time to repay the loan. So they just want to make sure that you understand the terms associated with borrowing so you can borrow wisely. Okay, and that's why you have to do it. And when will it be applied to your bill? Okay, so usually the funds are transmitted usually after the add drop period, and it'll get put on your account. And then after it's on your account, then you may have a credit balance which exceeds your charges. Then you're eligible for a refund. Refunds are usually issued, like I said, after the semester begins and you have your financial aid on your bill. I recommend setting up a direct deposit so you can get your refund in an accurate amount of time. Okay, so now that you've set up all that and have your refund, it shows your credit balance on your account and you set up your direct deposit, then your money will be coming promptly. And if you have any questions regarding that, you are more than welcome to reach out to us at the business office to see the progress on your refund. Right? It's important to monitor your student portal because your student portal has so much good information on there. And if anything is needed, uh, you'll be able to see on there, and you'll be able to troubleshoot like, oh, well, the financial aid office may need this, or I may need to do this. Oh, I have a credit balance. I'm expecting this. Okay. And it's important to stay enrolled in the required credits. If you are undergraduate student, and you have student loans, well, you need to at least be 6 credit hours in order to be eligible for the loan. So you may want to keep that in mind if you are borrowing. And graduate students, remain part-time, which one class, the 3-hour class, is considered part-time. Okay, go on to the next screen. Okay. And so now, just want to talk about, the financial aid is office is here to help if you have any questions or if you are in doubt about anything that's going on with your financial aid award letter or your eligibility, or if your circumstances has changed and you would like to follow up to see if there's more information. That you can give us about your situation. Sometimes things happen that, situations are unique and you want to ask us, oh, could this determine, my eligibility or give me more eligibility? You're welcome to call and ask us this type of questions because life happens and we understand that every situation is not the same. Okay, so we are here to help, be sure to, you know, complete the FAFSA, monitor your student portal, submit any required documents, and contact us if you have any questions or concerns regarding your financial aid. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you and to ensure that you have what you need to be successful. So no question is, irrelevant. Please ask questions. We're here to help you. And I think that's about it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We all appreciate you just sharing all that information. I know it's a lot for people to kind of take in at once, but we will have this posted and you'll be able to see everything. And I'm sure our students will reach out. If you don't mind, can you share with us the contact information that they should use? Yeah, the online one should be fine. The
Okay.
online
Oh,
FA.
okay. Ask questions. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people email and ask questions. You'd be surprised, like, and, you know, it's all unique. It makes me even think, like, oh, I didn't think about that, So
Mhm.
sometimes, like, the outside looking in, but the inside looking out, you get a different perspective, like, okay, well, I can see whether, how that might be confusing or where the process needs to be, tweaked, because you never know
Yes.
until you get those types of questions. So I think it's important.
Exactly. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you again and
No
taking
problem.
time to spend with us and our students and everything. And, if we hear anything directly from our students, we'll reach out to you, but I'm sure they'll be reaching out to you as well. So thank you
And
again. I
hopefully
hope
we
you
can
all.
follow up with SAP and all that good stuff at a later point.
Yes, perfect. That'll work. That'll definitely work. Well,
Okay.
thank you all for joining and hope you all have a wonderful day.
You too now. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.